Celebrating Ken Bell's career from tragedy to triumph, heartbreak to joy, Bird to Brady. Ken has seen just about everything during his 35 years with Channel 6.
And that's why it's so hard to whittle it down to just a few moments in his career. But that's been the very difficult task for ABC6 sports anchor Nick Coit, who joins us now live in the newsroom with more. Nick.
Yeah, how the heck do you cut down all these great experiences that Ken has had over his career? We have tried to do that as we reflect on his brilliant career, 35 years here at Channel 6. Tonight, part one of our three-part series takes us back to 1987 and a team from right here in Rhode Island that took Ken and local fans on a wonderful ride.
Rick Pitino came in and he had Midnight Madness, started something called Midnight Madness, and he toasted the crowd and said, all right, I want you to remember this moment because we're going to be cutting down the nets soon.
Last year we hoped to have one of the hardest working teams in America. We did. Now what we'd like to do more than anything else is toast another successful season, a season that's going to bring everybody back next year, only this time in filling the Civic Center.
Rick Pitino took a bunch of really misfits or odds and ends. Billy Donovan was 25 pounds overweight, so he made him lose some weight. And he had found Jacek Duda playing basketball in Central Falls, David Kipfer, Pop Lewis.
Put them all together, and they were the 1987 PC Friars, a Cinderella story that ignited the local sports scene.
Pitino knew how to use the three-point line. It was just brand new, and so a lot of teams weren't using it effectively. That was the Friars' success right there. And then suddenly you get on a roll.
For the win, it's Lewis again.
A roll that included victories over UAB, Austin Peay, Alabama, and then Big East rival Georgetown.
And they're playing Georgetown for the fourth time that season. They've lost 3 times, including in the Big East tournament. And that's the reason it's a magic moment in my career. Nobody in the world expected them to beat Georgetown in that game. John Thompson's team.
The big upset, 88-73, the Port of New Orleans.
With Ken Bell along for the ride, the Friars shocked the world and made it to New Orleans in the Final Four. Dave Lehman joined Ken for the fun in NOLA.
Came down here to New Orleans this week to see the Friars play. Good move, great skies, and also unusual people here.
Interesting people on Bourbon Street.
I think that was at a time when all of us in the local news business really felt like we were big time. They're called moments in the sun. Very often, as you know, that is considered one of the historical benchmarks for the college and really for local sportscasters who are honored and are still around to be able to talk about that time.
Local sportscasters like Ken Bell.
But the Superdome is twice as big with twice as many people.
Who recalls what made the run to New Orleans so magical.
It was college basketball at its finest because it was the unexpected. It was the joyride of all the kids really, wow, what's going on here? We're really, just everything fell into place, and it was a wonderful time.
I love looking back at that old video. Tomorrow night in part 2 of our series, we'll reluctantly look back at Bucky Dent and Bill Buckner, but fondly remember the curse being reversed as Ken experiences the highs and lows of following the Boston Red Sox during his 35 years here. So, but tonight obviously about the 1987 PC Friars, because obviously through the career for Ken, PC Friars, URI Rams, ups and downs, the 2 Division I basketball programs around here that Ken has followed so well. In 87, they made it to the Final Four, just magical. And Rick Pitino in his velvet sweatsuit, and Billy Donovan, as Ken said, losing all those pounds. And what a team that they assembled that year, just special.
Yeah, what strikes me is the details that he remembers too. This many years later, 30 years later, he can not only name everybody, but the specifics of what they brought to the team. That's just so incredible to have that wealth of knowledge and to be able to remember that.
And it made it, the guy who was editing these pieces, it made it easier because I was like, oh yeah, I've got that video. Thanks, Ken. That's great.
So true.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, these are Ken's favorite moments,
moments,
over his 35 years.
There's so many of them, but these are the ones that Ken said, these were my favorites. This is what I remember fondly. So, part 2 Tuesday, part 3 Thursday.
Looking forward to that. Thank you, Nick.
Thanks, guys.